If you rely on Social Security or SSI to make ends meet, listen up. October is going to bring a very unusual surprise. Millions of Americans are asking the same question right now. Why are there two checks showing up in October? And more importantly, will I be one of the people getting them? Look at this. Social Security issuing two payments to some people in October. Complete payment schedule. The truth is, this isn't some kind of bonus or extra gift. It all comes down to the way the calendar lines up, and the Social Security Administration has already confirmed the exact dates these payments will arrive. For seniors living on a fixed income, two checks in 1 month can make the difference between paying rent on time or falling behind, between buying groceries or cutting meals short. So in today's update, I'll break down exactly who qualifies, when the money is coming, and what it means for your benefits going forward. Look at this. The Social Security Administration will issue two payments to some beneficiaries in October. At first glance, that headline might sound like the government is suddenly handing out bonus money. But here's the reality. This isn't extra cash. It's simply the way the payment calendar shakes out this year. And if you're one of the millions of Americans who depend on supplemental security income, or SSI, this is a very important detail to understand. Look at this. People who receive supplemental security income, or SSI, will receive two payments in October. The first on Wednesday, October 1, and the second on Friday, October 30. The October payment is actually for November, since November 1 falls on a Saturday. That's right, you'll get two deposits in October, but there will be no payment at all in November. This is because SSI checks are normally sent on the first of each month. However, if that date happens to land on a weekend or a federal holiday, the payment gets bumped earlier. In this case, since November 1st falls on a Saturday, the November money is issued a day early, technically landing on the very last day of October. Now, why does this matter? Because for millions of people, SSI isn't just a small supplement. It's their entire lifeline. As of this year, around 7.5 million Americans collect SSI each month, and nearly 2.4 million of them are age 65 or older. Others include people who are blind, have serious disabilities, or live with extremely limited financial resources. For these individuals, missing or mismanaging one check could mean unpaid rent, empty refrigerators, or skipped medications. So while you're not actually receiving bonus money, the two October checks can still feel like a relief in the moment. Many beneficiaries choose to budget carefully, using the first check to cover essentials like housing and utilities, and holding the second check to stretch into November. Others, unfortunately, may burn through both quickly, leaving themselves without support for several weeks. That's why it's so important to know this schedule in advance and plan accordingly. Look at this. And here's another twist. This calendar quirk doesn't just happen once this year. In fact, it will occur again in December. That's right. SSI recipients will receive two checks in December as well, one on Monday, December 1st, and another on Wednesday, December 31st. Why? Because January 1st, 2026 is a federal holiday, and Social Security doesn't send payments when banks are closed. That means you'll see double payments in both October and December. But again, these are not bonuses, just early deposits for the following month. November and January will have no SSI checks at all. For someone new to the program, this might sound confusing, but it's been this way for decades. Whenever the calendar lines up against weekends or holidays, the Social Security Administration adjusts the dates to ensure you don't miss your payment. When people hear about two Social Security checks in 1 month, the first thing they ask is, who exactly qualifies? Let's clear that up. The double payment rule only applies to supplemental security income, SSI recipients. SSI is different from traditional Social Security retirement benefits. It's designed specifically for Americans with very limited financial resources. To qualify, you must meet one of these conditions: be age 65 or older, be blind, or live with a qualifying disability that prevents you from working. And here's the catch. Your income and resources must fall under strict limits. The Social Security Administration looks at everything from your monthly wages, pensions, or unemployment benefits to your savings and assets. If you have too much money in the bank or property that isn't your primary home, you probably won't qualify. For those who do qualify, however, SSI is a lifeline. It helps cover the basics: rent, utilities, groceries, prescription medications. The maximum federal SSI benefit in 2025 is just over $943 per month for an individual and about $1,415 for couples, though some states add a little extra on top. That's why the timing of these payments matters so much. Imagine depending on less than $1,000 a month and then realizing you won't receive anything for November because your check arrived a day early in October. Without careful planning, many seniors and disabled individuals could be left in a very tough spot. The Social Security Administration emphasizes this every year. 2 checks in 1 month doesn't mean extra money. It simply means you need to budget smarter so you don't run short during the following month. Now, let's talk about traditional Social Security benefits, the checks that most retirees collect. These payments follow a very different schedule than SSI, and for many Americans, this is where the confusion starts. If you're receiving Social Security retirement, survivor, or disability benefits, your payment date depends on your birth date. Look at this. If your birthday falls between the 1st and 10th of the month, your check arrives on the 2nd Wednesday. If your birthday is between the 11th and 20th, payment lands on the 3rd Wednesday. And if your birthday is from the 21st through the 31st, you're paid on the 4th Wednesday of the month. Pretty straightforward, right? Well, not always. There are some exceptions. For example, if you started receiving Social Security before 1997, you don't follow the Wednesday rule. Instead, you're paid on the 3rd of the month. And if you qualify for both Social Security and SSI, your SSI arrives on the 1st of the month, while your Social Security check comes on the 3rd. This split system often confuses people, especially when they hear about double SSI checks in months like October. Remember, retirees receiving only Social Security won't see 2 checks. That calendar quirk only applies to SSI recipients. Still, knowing your exact payday is crucial. Whether you're budgeting rent, a mortgage, groceries, or prescription costs, having clarity on when money hits your account can make all the difference. October is shaping up to be a very important month for Social Security recipients. 2 SSI payments will arrive, one on October 1st, the other on October 30th, with the second check technically covering November. That means you won't see an SSI deposit in November, so plan your budget carefully. The same pattern will repeat in December with 2 checks again and none arriving in January. If you're on regular Social Security, your payments will still follow the birthday-based schedule, with no double-check surprises. And don't forget, mid-October will also bring the big COLA announcement for 2026, projected right now at 2.7%. The key takeaway? Know your schedule, budget wisely, and keep an eye on that COLA update. In a time when every dollar matters, understanding how and when your benefits arrive could be the difference between financial stress and stability.